So I'm going to talk a little bit about the symbol Cho Ku Rae. Okay? So as it says in your manuals there, and actually just kind of as a review, I'll just flash the symbol up on the screen. So just give me a second, I'll bring it up so you can take a peek at it. Okay, so what you're seeing is the symbol Cho Ku Rae. Alright, excellent. Okay. The label for the symbol Cho Ku Rae is power boost. Okay, so whatever you're doing, it's like it gives it a boost of power. Okay, now, as I mentioned during the retreat, don't get too hung up on the mechanics of it, right? So don't get too hung up on whether sort of the top part is the right or right length, the right angle, or you have the right amount of curlicues at the bottom, okay? It's the intention that's so important. And I speak of this often, especially in the level 3 in the master's class, that it is all about the practitioner and not the practice. So, you know, you could have your symbols just bang on, but they aren't what has that impact on people. It's you that has the impact on people. And when I say, all you have to do is show up, and people begin to change and to begin to heal themselves. I really do mean it. And I've probably listed off a variety of experiences during the retreat of when that has happened. And I encourage you to choose to believe that you are as effective, and I'm going to say powerful, as you think you are, or maybe hope you are. Okay? You are truly far more powerful than you realize. Okay, so Cho Ku Rae, power boost. Okay, so there's another clip that will actually show you about using the symbols in a formal treatment. So if they're on, on the massage table for an hour. But I'm just going to talk a little bit about just the symbol and kind of give you a quick review. Okay, and then some quick ideas and where you can use it. And we'll also be adding some videos that will sort of expound on some of those specific uses for it. Okay, so Cho Ku Rae, power boost. All right, so when I draw it, one of the ways that I do it is I'll just draw it with my fingers in the air. Okay, so remember, you can draw it in the air, you can visualize it in your mind, you can say it to yourself. If you're by yourself, you can say it out loud if you wish. All of those things trigger the symbol, and that's what you're doing. By bringing that symbol into your awareness, you are triggering the effect that it has, right? And remember that symbols, there's nothing magic about them, okay? They are simply something that's been used with consistency, directed with intention, empowered with emotion over a long period of time. So then what happens is, just by bringing our awareness to it, we cause an energetic effect to happen, okay? So that's why it's not so important if you draw it exactly or that type of thing. It's bringing it into your awareness. So what I will often do when I'm working with someone, especially if it's what I call kind of a quickie treatment, right? So we're in a mall, or I happen to be speaking with them, just kind of a casual conversation, and let's say they have a pain in their shoulder or something like that. And I'll say, well, you know what? Let me see if I can help you with that. So then what I'll do is I'll maybe put my hands on their shoulders, or I'll maybe just put it above their shoulders. Remember, we don't have to physically contact the person. Either way is just as effective. And so what I would do, and you don't have to get really elaborate about it, right? So if you're working on the person's shoulder and you're doing this with the symbol, they're going to kind of go, uh-oh, what did they do, kind of thing. It can be just very small and inconspicuous. So if I was working on their shoulder, I would just kind of draw the symbol and then float it into their shoulder. Okay, draw the symbol, float it into their shoulder. Okay, or you could just put your hands around their shoulder or on the shoulder, whichever you're comfortable with, and then visualize it. So the energy, run, 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 run. So you visualize Cho Ku Rae, a boost, right? Cho Ku Rae and a boost. Typically 3 times. Again, there's a whole variety of reasons behind 3. 3 seems to be effective. That doesn't mean if you do it 2 or if you do it 4, it won't work, right? Okay, so Cho Ku Rae, power boost, right? Now, remember, your clients aren't always people with a body, right? So especially with Cho Ku Rae, it works really good for treating spaces and places and things, right? So we talked about how we can use it on your food, right? So before you eat your food, and again, it doesn't have to be a big elaborate thing, so it works really well. As you kind of got your dinner table all stacked up, and as you just kind of slide it in front of you, you actually happen to have your hands on both sides of it. So you just kind of give a real quickie treatment, Cho Ku Rae in your mind, power boost, balances the energy of the food, charges the energy of the food, okay? Water, as you're holding your water, right? Energy, run, 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 run. And remember, you'll find that it'll just run on its own, right? Run, 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 Cho Ku Rae, boost. Or you can just kind of nonchalantly, I'll just kind of turn a little bit so you can see. So I would just kind of nonchalantly draw the power to the Cho Ku Rae and just kind of float it into the water, okay? Presents, okay, gifts you would like to give somebody. Draw the Cho Ku Rae symbol, float it in. Cho Ku Rae symbol, float it in, right? Charge that up, okay? Places. So there's another video clip that talks about balancing the energy in the room. So you can use it to balance the energy in the room. I'll go into that in that specific clip, okay? You could use it on your car, right? Just a whole variety of things. And I think that's one of the keys to this too, is experiment. Try using it in different places, in different spaces, and in different events, right? Okay? Experiment with it. There's a variety of examples that are in your manual. And as I said, there'll be some on the video here. There might even be some new ideas that we come up with and different things like that, okay? The other thing with the power boost symbol is you can use it to boost the other symbols, okay? So if you've just finished your level 1 and level 2, we will have taught you about 3 symbols, okay? And so when you're working with the other symbols, and so the other one is, so the Cho Ku Rae, which we're talking about, second one is Seiheki, third one is Hanshizei Shonen. And there's a couple of video clips talking about those as well. So when you're using those symbols, you can then use the Cho Ku Rae to boost those, right? So you can kind of stack your symbols up, if you will, okay? So, Cho Ku Rae, power boost. Excellent. All right.